my talk is called Feng Shui Checklist. Obviously, Feng Shui has become quite a big body of knowledge now, with different things coming in. And it's always a challenge to balance between knowledge and wisdom. So, the thing about learning anything is we all start as novices, and we gradually progress through being proficient, competent to an expert. And that takes some time. Novices needs rule, and checklists are a very, very useful way of helping them to expand the knowledge and learn much, much faster. I've been using checklists to teach Feng Shui for a long, long time now, and I think it's one of the best tools to use. I got inspiration for this talk from this book, Checklist Manifesto. It's by Atul Gawande, and he's a surgeon working in Boston, the US. And it's amazing. Just following simple checklists will save lives. And I give you a simple story from the book. A girl was walking with her parents in Austrian Alps, and she fell into a pond. And it was winter, so it's very cold. And it took her father half an hour to get her out. She was dead. But he kept working on her, and obviously they got called the helicopter. By the time they got to hospital, she was dead for 2 hours. But they kept working on her. The following procedures, following checklists, they kept working. And after some time, her heart started to beat. And after some more hours of work, her body temperature got to the right state and so on. 2 weeks after the accident, she left the hospital almost completely clear. 2 hours dead. Do not give up. Amazing. Checklist. So, simple guidelines. It's very simple. The most important thing is to use it. 6 to 9 points. They're very, very simple. When you have to put something in a very simple format, you have to process the information and find out what's important, what's not important. As a novice, most people don't know what's important, what's not important, because they don't have enough experience. They haven't seen it enough. Yeah? So, 6 to 9 points. Very simple list, and I'll show you my checklist. And pause. After you take one item, you pause and you start to think, what's next? That helps to focus. So that's a very important point. Right, so this is my checklist. Obviously it's not complete, it's work in progress. I've been working on this for the last 20 years or so. Most of the things you already know, but there's certain things more important than others, and I'll spend more time on those. So first, reality check. I'll go over them each consecutively. Overview, look at the energy, yin and yang, geopathic stress, electrosmog, nature, space and rooms, and assessment. Let's start with Feng Shui and see how Feng Shui affects. So for that I want to do a quick demonstration. Can I borrow you? Okay. So we're going to use muscle testing. So if you just stand like this, like so. Now just muscle test. So just resist. So just resist. So there's some resistance, yeah? Okay. So everybody can do something on the colleague or somebody who just can go. So try that. So there's some test, yeah?
Chaos.
Okay, chaos. Okay. Now I'm going to retest this gentleman again. Okay? Much more easier to break the resistance. What was the change in the room? I don't know whether you could feel, but what was the change in the room? I create a bit of disharmony. Just that creates. They've tested it scientifically. Just creating a bit of disharmony, it changes. So put it back. And strong arm. It was subtle. I don't know whether you can feel it, but yeah. So great, thank you. So that suggests that obviously Feng Shui works, and we know that Feng Shui works. But you can do simple exercise like this to show people what effect the environment has on them. So that was my first point. Overview. Obviously everything works in context. You'll be surprised how many times problems disappear once you put them in the right context, so realize the context. Look at people's needs or my own needs. Obviously there will be problems. You can check a lot online now. You can check people's homes online. You can use Google Earth or Google Street Maps. do online surveys. You can get a lot of information from a client just talking on the phone. They'll tell you everything. Next, energy chi, I think one of the key concepts in Feng Shui. Again, context will make a difference. Check the history of the place, chi of the area, chi of the property, chi of the people, location, orientation, compass directions, how the sun moves around the place. You might have the best home, but if it's an area that is easily flooded, you're in trouble. Yeah, and you're going to get more and more problems like that. You know, choose a place slightly higher up, so you're not going to be affected by that. Yin and yang. What's exaggerated, what's missing? Do you have too much clutter, or do you have not enough clutter? Both problems. Geopathic stress, one of the biggest, and the best way to deal with that is really avoid it. And there are obviously different ways of neutralizing it as well. So you need to work, if you have to work with it, I'm sure you'll find a way. But even bigger one now is electrosmog. And this is much more difficult to avoid. We cannot switch off Wi-Fi in this hotel. So we're all affected by the Wi-Fi. We're affected by mobile mass, electromagnetic radiation, and so on. So that's going to become the biggest problem for the next 10 years until they sort out what to do with it. Connection to nature. Even a small plant in an office will boost creativity 15%, creativity and productivity. One little plant. Because we're part of nature. So if you don't have a plant, just have a picture of a plant. It works as well. And then space, rooms. So obviously your bedroom is the most important space because you spend most of the time in one position, more or less. So optimizing your bedroom is the key. This is a house that Jesse James and Sandra Bullock are selling due to the divorce. And so let's have a quick look inside and see what's going on. Maybe there's something going on a Feng Shui level. Living room, so any beam. So the first thing you notice beam. So good or bad? Could be good, could be bad, we don't know. Again, depends where they sit. If they both sit here, so maybe the cutting chi of the beam kind of divides them, and that could be a problem. Well, let's check the bedroom, which is a very important room. So, a bit of repetition, obviously, but we still don't know. It's likely that, obviously, this created a problem, but maybe it's not the problem. So, without having a big picture, we don't know. So, and at the end, I summarize. So, I tell people what are the most important things, and when I'm doing the Feng Shui consultation, obviously, I run a sort of processing thing to see what's important, what makes a difference. And I set up a practical plan of action. Let's start with simple things that people can do. So practical things, first steps, what people can do straight away. And then follow up with an email, telephone call after a few months, and a yearly Feng Shui MOT. Your home, you're never going to fix your home. It's a living thing. It's going to take you for the rest of your life. So, and you need to change it. It's like your body. It changes all the time. So a lot of people think, oh, I just done my Feng Shui, my home Feng Shui, and that's it. No, that's just the beginning. So coming back to the checklist, start your own Feng Shui checklist. Start to see what's important, what's sort of repeated a lot in your practice, and start to share it with other consultants. So hopefully as a Feng Shui society, we're going to develop the best checklist on this planet. And we're going to post it so people can learn from it. And in that way, we'll build this body of knowledge. But key points to remember, keep it short and simple, 6 to 9 points. Remember to pause, think about, reflect, and put it into practice.